Hello, my name is Celeste Campos. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I just wanted to take some time to share some tips on how to take care of ourselves mentally and emotionally so we can be there to take care of others. So let's dive right in. So, my first tip is going to be to establish a routine, a schedule in your life. There are so many things that we cannot control right now, but our immediate environment is something that's in our hands. So we can work towards establishing a routine that works for us. We might have to try different things until we find what works. Also, I want to encourage you to not give up. Just continue trying until you find what works. It's a new habit, so it's going to take some time. My next tip is to organize. This is a great way to give ourselves a sense of control. Again, there's so many things that we cannot control. So by organizing a closet, organizing objects, we're giving our brain a hand. So let's help our brain. The next tip is to manage our emotions. Now, you probably noticed that I said manage, not avoid. This is very important. I know that we want to be strong. We want to be that rock. We want to be just that person that our family can lean on. And that is good. But we also have to remember to take care of ourselves. And a good way to do that is to validate our journey and to be there for ourselves and just recognize what is happening in our life, to take a look into our emotional world. So, I'm going to give you some practical steps on how to do this. The number one is to acknowledge what is happening. What is happening in your life? What are the circumstances? Just unedited, unfiltered, just what is happening. Sometimes it can be scary to look at a reality just as it is. But it is important to validate what is happening in our lives. The next step is we're going to take an approach of curiosity. What am I feeling as a result of what is happening? This is an important step. Our feelings are there to tell us something. They're here to give us a message. So we can take a look at it from a curious perspective versus a shameful perspective of, I can't believe you're feeling this, or you shouldn't be feeling this. The next step is we are going to identify what is the meaning that I'm attaching to this situation. What does it say about me? This is where it becomes personal. So we're going to identify the why. What are the thoughts behind these feelings? Our next step is we're going to show up and we're going to give ourselves compassion. We're going to validate what we're feeling and we're going to say, you have valid reasons to feel this way. This is so important. Think about it as if you're having an argument with someone, do you want them to fix it or do you want them to tell you, you're right, you have valid reasons to feel this way? Isn't that just so refreshing? So why don't we start by doing that for ourselves? Just show compassion to yourself. The next step is we're going to reframe. Remember, there's no real reality. Our perception becomes the reality. So choose the perception that serves you the best. So now I'm going to walk you through all 5 steps, applying it to a scenario so that you can get a clear idea. So let's try, I go to the store and there's nothing on the shelves. So that's what's happening right now. That's the circumstance that I cannot purchase what I need. So that's what's happening. My next step is going to be to identify what is the feeling. What am I feeling? I'm going to take it with curiosity. What am I feeling when I cannot find what I need? Am I feeling rushed, that maybe I need to hurry up and just go to all the stores to see if I can find what I need? Or am I feeling frustrated? I'm going to go with frustrated. So now I'm going to approach it with curiosity. I'm going to say, I wonder why I'm feeling so frustrated. So this takes me into the third step, which is identifying the why, identifying the meaning that I'm attaching to it. What does it say about me in specific? So maybe I'm feeling frustrated because no matter how much I tried to be prepared, I'm still unprepared. So, what does it say about me? I'm just, I'm not able to figure out things so that I don't end up in this predicament. So, that's what it says about me. So, the next step is I'm going to show up and I'm going to show myself compassion. I'm going to tell myself, Celeste, you tried your best. You did what you could with what you had in front of you. So, this is where I show myself compassion. My next step is I'm going to reframe the situation. This is where I'm going to choose the perspective that best serves me. So, how can I look at the situation differently? Um, I'm doing with I'm doing what I can with what is happening. The reality is that no one is prepared for this. No one knows how to deal with this. So, what makes me think that I should know how to handle the situation? So, Celeste, you're doing what you can with what you have, shifting the perspective instead of it being a perspective of you messed up. I'm going to take the perspective of these are unwalked waters. So, what I'm doing is just enough. So, when do we process our emotions? Is it something that we do on a daily basis, on a monthly basis? We definitely benefit from incorporating into a routine, or we can kind of listen to our body for cues. Are you finding yourself a bit irritable, a bit snappy, just not a lot of patience? That can give you a cue that it's probably time to sit with our emotions and see what's going on. I like to think about it as we either talk our emotions out or we act them out. Our emotions will come out one way or the other. So I encourage you to process your emotions, talk them through. It will benefit you and it will benefit those around you. Another thing to consider is the importance of setting a limit of when you're going to process your emotions. You can either set 5 or 10 minutes, but just knowing that you can stop gives you a sense of empowerment. So, this is something to keep in mind. And also, I just wanted to share right here that it's okay to ask for help. There are many therapists out there that are just ready to support you through this. If you need that assistance to process your emotions, to have someone to listen to you as you are processing everything that you're feeling, that's totally okay. So reach out, ask for help. We've all done it at some point. We've all needed it at some point. And what a better time than now? The next tip is gratitude. Research shows us just the big difference that gratitude can do in our lives. It can improve our work life, our relationships, the relationship that we have with ourselves. Gratitude takes us from lacking to enough. So I encourage you to practice gratitude today and find even the simplest things to be grateful for. Make the longest list that you can ever think of. Let's be grateful. The next tip is to ground yourself. What do I mean by that? To bring yourself into the present. Now, our brain is constantly going into the future to figure out any possible problem that can come up. Now, that can be a problem in itself because we typically imagine the worst case scenario and the probability of it happening is pretty low. So when we go into the future, we can bring ourselves back into the present by paying attention to what is around us right now. Is it a sunny day? Is it a beautiful day? Is it a rainy day? You can also incorporate the 5 senses to bring yourself to the present. Something to smell, something to taste, something to look at, something to listen. That's a wonderful way to bring yourself to the present. Another good way is to take deep breaths. Just to put your hand here on your chest and just to realize that you're alive, that you're a human being, and just enjoy what it means to be a human and to be able to feel and to be able to be here at this moment. So let's ground ourselves. Let's give our brain a little break and bring us to the present. Next tip is to give some hugs. Did you know that we need 4 hugs a day to survive? 8 hugs a day to maintain, and 12 hugs a day to strive, according to Virginia Satir. So, touch and hugs is super important. This is especially something that can help us through this time of potential stress. Anytime that there's an adjustment in our life, there's an opportunity for stress to come in and take over. So, you can fight back by giving some hugs and even giving yourself some hugs. Your body will release the same chemicals if you hug someone else or if you hug yourself. So, just by embracing yourself, you're helping yourself out. Another tip is that you can imagine yourself hugging someone that you love, and your brain is going to think that you're actually hugging them. So, if there's someone in your life that you care about a lot and you can't see them, maybe because of social distancing, if you imagine yourself hugging them, you're going to feel just as if you were hugging them. So, let's give some hugs out.